Joe, it was because of your videos that I was able to decide that I wanted a 10mm Miami Cuban. I am so happy. I've been struggling over millimeter sizes for the longest time. No problem at all. The next thing that I need to know is what length to go to. I'm not really sure what the best length for me is. I know that you're 5'6", but what would you recommend? Thanks so much for your help and the time you take in order to make this channel what it is. Take care, talk soon. Thank you guys so much for your kind words. The only thing that stays consistent is the grind. Keep on grinding. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Very happy and excited to be here. I hope that everybody's doing fantastic on your end. I am very excited about today's video because the gentleman who reached out to me, one of the fantastic subscribers of this channel, was able to convey that not only was this channel able to help them to determine what millimeter they want, but they're finding so much value in this channel in terms of their everyday choice of style and all of these things. We had a great conversation. Very, very grateful for this gentleman. But we want to get into the question that he had today. That question was how to determine a length when it comes to chains. Now, when it comes to a length, it's gonna come down to your style. Some people like chokers, like we've discussed in the past. Some people like, chains that are like this around their neck, which is no problem. It's all up to you. Some people like about here, which might be equivalent to an 18-inch. And then some people like me, they like a 20-inch. This is a 20-inch. I personally like 20 inches. Every single chain that I wear, for the most part, unless it's some kind of an occasion where I want to look a certain way, I kind of rock a 20-inch. The reason why, honestly, is because it's easy for me. It doesn't get caught up when I'm sleeping. I never take these off. It's a nice, comfortable size. I can work out with them. I can do whatever I want with them at this length. So when it comes to length, you're going to want to think about what are you going to be doing? Do you ever want to take it off? Do you want to be able to take it off without having to open a clasp? Because depending on how long it is, you might be able to just take it on and off your head. If you have a 26-inch, pop it on, pop it off. You never have to touch a clasp, stuff like that. But when it comes to millimeters now, that's something a little different. Now, these chains I have around my neck that I always wear, there's a 5.5 millimeter and a 5 millimeter chain. These are fine for me as far as this length goes. This is a 20-inch. But as you start to graduate in millimeters, your chain, if at a 20-inch, might actually end up being thick. Like, for example, if I had a 20-inch 13 millimeter, which I'll actually demonstrate in a moment, you're going to see that 13 millimeter at the same length that this 20-inch 5 millimeter is going to look a lot shorter. It's not really shorter because it's still 20 inches, but it starts creeping up on your neck because the length itself is getting fatter. Not the length, but the millimeters are starting to grow. So this might be a 5 inches millimeters. This might be a 5 millimeter, but as it goes bigger this way, okay? So this might be, 20 millimeters. Now you have a 20-inch chain, but the 20 millimeters is up to here and it looks like a choker. So in order to combat that, you want to drop the length a little bit. Primarily, when it comes to a lot of different sizes, length is going to be more along the lines of a taste. Do you like it a little bit longer? Do you like it a little bit shorter? But sometimes length has to be determined upon the millimeters you're going. Let's look at a couple of examples right now about what I'm talking about. To give you guys an example, we'll take them 12 feet away because that's what we do on this channel. If you're not familiar, we take jewelry 12 feet back in order to give you a realistic view of what to expect in real life, because me standing here may not give you the best view. These 5 millimeter chains might look like 10 millimeters for all I know and for all you know, because they're too close up to the camera. So we're going to throw these examples on, give you guys the best we can in terms of that, take them 12 feet back each, and then we'll discuss a little bit of a conclusion to help you guys figure out what the best millimeters for you are. Okay, so around the neck we have a 10 millimeter Miami Cuban. As you may remember, the other chains, the 2 5 millimeters, they were a lot thinner, but they were at the same length. So let me show you one of these chains. Drop this chain here, and let me remove this 10 millimeter. There you go. We'll figure it out, right? Check that out. This chain is gonna look a lot longer, at least in my opinion. Let me know in the comments while I'm over here eating my chain. This is gonna look a lot longer on my neck than if I were to drop this. Okay, this probably, this 20 millimeter, 20 millimeter, here we go. This 20-inch length looks a lot shorter than the other one probably looked. And they're at the same length. They're both 20 inches. But the millimeters change, so it starts to get fatter as far as this chain goes. So it might look a little bit shorter. So we've looked at a 5, we've looked at this 10. Let me throw on a 13 millimeter and show you guys how fat this one looks and why you might want to start dropping that length. Before I get into that though, the 10 millimeter personally, I feel that it's still good enough. If I were to rock the 10 millimeter, what I would do is in order to not have to go longer, because I don't want to go to a 22 inch, because I still feel a 22 inch, even with a 10 millimeter, might feel a little long for my personal preference. A trick I like to do is pop the chain up higher around the neck. From the front, you're not gonna really notice that it's higher up around the neck, and it looks like it drops a little bit lower, right? From the back, you can see it's higher up around the neck. I personally don't think that's a big deal. A lot of people aren't gonna care about what the back of your neck looks like, you know what I'm saying? So from the front, it looks like it is longer, but if I went ahead and dropped it towards the bottom of my neck, now it's more of a rounded look. It looks a little bit shorter. Maybe I'm crazy. This is just the way my mind works. Let me know what you guys think in the comments while I go throw on that 13 millimeter to show you guys what a 13 millimeter at 20 inches looks like compared to the 10. Okay, so here is the 13 millimeter, and as you can see, it's at a 20 inch, but it looks like it's shorter than the last one, shorter than the 10 millimeter. So this just shows you that when those millimeters really start creeping up, it can be at the same length, but you may want to drop the chain a little bit longer in order to give the, if you don't want the choker look. This is starting to feel a little bit crowded around my neck. But if it was dropped, I would feel personally a little bit better about it. Everybody's different. If you don't feel the same way as me, that's no problem. But for this particular viewer's circumstances, think about what you're doing. Remember, I'm 5'6". Today I'm 155 pounds. We're gonna throw these chains on and take them back now to give you guys an idea of what they look like from a distance. Remember, they're all 20-inch chains. We're gonna be 12 feet away for all of them. Visualize and really concentrate on how they look different based upon that millimeter, knowing that they're all 20 inches in length. Let's start with the 5 millimeter. Crazy how when you drop those millimeters, everything just changes, right? All right, so let's take it 12 feet back. This is the 5 millimeter. We're gonna go all the way back. Remember, visualize, really think about what that difference is. They're all at the same exact length, but you have an illusion of them being shorter, and that's because they're encroaching on your neck's space. They're getting closer to the top of your neck, so it's gonna look more like a choker. Let's throw on that other millimeter. All right, here is that 10 millimeter. Let's take it 12 feet away. Let me know what you guys think. And maybe you guys can leave some comments to help this subscriber in their journey as to what they should maybe consider as far as length and millimeters go. Because I can't tell you, it really depends on what you like. I'm comfortable at that 20 inch. I still like the 10 millimeter at the 20 inch. I don't think it's at that point where I would want to drop it anymore. If I had the choice to get one made, I would probably get a 21 inch chain. And if I didn't mind spending, the money to get a little bit more of a chain, I would probably put it at a 21. But because, you know, a lot of the time you're getting 20 inches and then you're getting 22 inches, you know, I wouldn't want to drop it to a 22 personally. I would stick to a 20 because that's the happy medium for me. But if I had a choice, I was buying one brand new specific to size, I'd probably get a 21. Let's throw on that 13. Back with the 13, taking it 12 feet back. Looks like much more of a choker. This gives me the illusion that the chain is at like an 18 inch. So as you can see, the millimeters, as they go up, they start to kind of get closer to your face, and it starts to just look and even feel mentally, for me, a little bit more crowded. This looks like an 18-inch chain when it's really a 20-inch chain. It's just because those millimeters are bigger. So personally, if you're my size, 5'6", 155 pounds or so, if you were going for a 10 millimeter Miami Cuban, I would say probably 20 inches if you're my size and you don't want a longer one and you like that kind of medium look, you know, not too short, not too long, I would say stick with a 20. I think that's good. Personally, I wear my chains, as you guys might remember from a million videos that I've mentioned, I wear my chains inside the shirt. So when I purchase a chain, I like it to be at 20 inches in length because I'm hiding it all the time. If I were to get an 18 inch, let's say, that 18 inch is always gonna be falling out of my shirt, which is gonna annoy me because I like it inside the shirt. If I got a 22 inch length, that's kind of pointless for me because I don't wear it outside of my shirt. And the whole point in having a longer chain is to be seen with it, right? So if you like the neck view, if you just like that neck profile, personally, I wouldn't bother getting anything if you're my size, if you have the same neck circumference as me, a 20 inch, because it's gonna keep it in the shirt all the time, no matter what I'm doing. And it doesn't need to be longer because I'm not showing it on a daily basis. So that's some things to consider. I really hope that this video helps you in determining what length is best for you. Please guys, let us know in the comments, what lengths do you wear? What lengths do you recommend? Do you choose your lengths based upon millimeter, or do you choose your length based upon your height, your style, or maybe all of those things? What do you guys think? Let me know, let us know, let this subscriber know. Open up our minds. We have so many experienced jewelry professionals on this channel who have so much to offer when it comes to thoughts, when it comes to their own unique styles that can help open up the community's minds. That's what this channel is about, guys. I hope everybody's doing very, very well. I wish you and your families the best. Look forward to talking to you all soon. Thank you so much for the support that you guys show on this channel. It means more than each of you know. Talk soon, be safe, catch you guys at the next video.